Hi there, it's Pastor Steve Cioccolanti here, and I am coming to you on Facebook Live for the first time. And I want to take the occasion to say congratulations to all of my Malaysian followers and the Malaysians that are listening. Congratulations on your national election. Again, this is the first time that I'm live on Facebook, so I believe that you'll get a little notification that asks, would you like to be notified next time online? So please, if you accept that, you will know when I go live in the future. And I'm hoping that this is the answer to many of your requests that you're wanting more live streaming. We're trying to find the right platform for it. Facebook is not always friendly to Christians and conservatives, so we need a backup plan. But for now, this is the beginning of it, all right? I'll tell you at the end how you can be part of Discover Church Online and actually have a home church online if you need one. All right, so what's going on? What's the big deal? For the international audiences who don't know, there is so much excitement right now among Malaysians. And why is that? Because Dr. Mahathir has been elected Prime Minister of Malaysia. The election of Dr. Mahathir is significant for 5 reasons. Number one, this is the first time in 60 years that the opposition party called the Hope Coalition has won an election. You heard that right. I think that's very strange for Americans who are listening, but that's the first time. So the ruling party, called the Barisan Nasional, has been in power for 61 years. And Malaysians were fed up with the one-party system. Under Prime Minister Najib, the government was accused of much corruption. Number two, Dr. Mahathir is 92 years old, and his wife, Siti Hasma, is 91 years old. So he clearly is the world's oldest prime minister, and she must be the world's oldest first lady. Number three, Dr. Mahathir's slogan was right out of Trump's handbook, "Make Malaysia Great Again." And he's like the Donald Trump of Malaysia, meaning that he represents the opposition. Even though he's Muslim, he's modern. And even though he's old, he's perceived as being modern. He went to the people, all right? He went to the people, not like Hillary Clinton, taking breaks and sleeping and not going to the people. Donald Trump went out to the people. And Dr. Mahathir shared a lot on social media. They were very effective, and the people loved him for it. And obviously the ruling elites didn't. There is a wave of political revolution where the will of the people wins over the will of the elites. This happened in Trump in the USA, Viktor Orban in Hungary, and now Dr. Mahathir in Malaysia. Number four reason this is significant. I believe there's actually spiritual significance to this breakthrough. Even those of us who are not Malaysian, we have something to celebrate. Right now, even the non-Christians in Malaysia are saying that Malaysia is born again, all right, on the 10th of May, 2018. Christians started praying together. You know, there's nothing like suffering that brings people together. When people suffer, when there's corruption that people just can't stand anymore, and there's injustice and there's poverty, suddenly Christians are united and band together. You know, we have a disease in the West, it's called affluence, and we're so complacent because we're so rich, so wealthy, and we think we don't need God. But of course we need God like Malaysians do. But thank God the Malaysians came together and prayed, and God answered. The people wanted change. They wanted to clean corruption and drain the swamp and to make Malaysia great again. And it happened the same month as the anniversary of Israel. On May 14, 2018, the modern state of Israel will turn 70 years old. It's just amazing. What a you can't say coincidence, because it really is a God incident. But if you look at the pictures of how people are celebrating, they're so jubilant in the street. I'll post some of these pictures. I get the feeling of how amazing, how much hope one leader brings. When corruption goes, when a corrupt government goes, the people are jubilant. The people are ecstatic. And that just makes me think of the day when Jesus Christ will return and every government in the world will be replaced. Imagine the joy, imagine the excitement worldwide that's going to cause, because injustice will be punished and corruption will be exposed and Jesus will rule. How amazing. For not just for Christians, but for anyone that longs for justice. That's going to be an amazing day when Jesus replaces corrupt governments on the earth. The day will come because Revelation chapter 11 promises it. The seventh angel sounded, and there were loud voices in heaven saying, "The kingdoms of this world have become the kingdoms of our Lord and of his Christ, and he shall reign forever and ever." Number 5, I think this is the most important story out of this whole event. Dr. Mahathir has promised to stay in power for only 2 years and then hand power over to the man that he put in jail, Anwar Ibrahim. Now you got to listen to this story. Anwar was a protege of Dr. Mahathir and a rising star of Malaysian politics until the two men had a falling out in the late 1990s. Anwar was Deputy Prime Minister of Malaysia, and then he was jailed in April 1999 on trumped-up sodomy charges. After he was released in 2004, Anwar was convicted and jailed again by the subsequent Prime Minister, Najib, for another sodomy charge. Anwar has served 3 years out of the 5-year prison sentence, which started in 2015. Now, Dr. Mahathir, like Donald Trump, has not wasted time and has got to work right away. He started the process of pardoning Anwar, and his plan is that his old enemy will become prime minister in 2 years. Anwar's wife, Wan Aziza Wan Ismail, the head of the PKR, the People's Justice Party, has become the deputy prime minister. So I guess in 2 years, you'll have a husband-wife team. The husband will be prime minister, the wife will be deputy. To me, this event is just amazing because it happens to correspond with today's Bible reading. If you're following us in the Life Journal, which you can download from discover.org.au, just find that. Today's reading is 2 Samuel 18:19, and let's include chapter 17 as well. It's a story of Absalom. If Facebook interrupts me again, you can just go to Periscope. If you don't have Periscope, try it out. We're looking for another way where we can interact with people who want to be discipled online. So please, I said I was going to say it at the end. I'm going to say it in the beginning and at the end. If you want to be an online church member, you want to get mentoring and discipleship online, please email info@discover.org.au and put a subject, Discover Church Online. Discover Church Online. It's not a replacement for a physical church. We have Discover Church Physical, and we also have Discover Church Online, a community of people who've been saved, who've been blessed through my ministry, and you're most welcome to join me. And we're going to try to find a way to make interaction happen. So thank you for the likes. I can see that popping up there. Thank you. I can see people joining. I appreciate that. I'm going to give you time to come and join. And let's try it. Let's do it again. So once again, I want to congratulate all of my Malaysian friends for the landmark national election. You truly prayed for God's will to be done, and you've seen a breakthrough in Malaysia. Congratulations on that. And I'm so glad America has seen such a breakthrough. Hungary has seen such a breakthrough. Malaysia is seeing such a breakthrough. I want to say Australia, we're next. All right. We got some good people that we can pray for that can really drain the swamp. Now, how do you drain the swamp? Do you need a fighter? Do you need someone that's crude and rude? No, you need someone like David, someone who's a man after God's own heart. Interesting, huh? God doesn't even say a king after God's own heart. He just called him a man. Like you could be a man after God's own heart. It's not the title and the position. It's not hereditary. It is spiritual. And it's so important that we get God's heart because that is what leads the nation into righteousness. Now, I was saying that this event actually corresponds to today's Life Journal reading. So that's how amazing the Bible reading program is. When you plan to read the Bible every day, God can speak even through a planned Bible reading program. Why not? He is God. So please get into the Bible each day like we do. You can go to discover.org.au and download a Bible reading plan, and I'm reading it every day, so you'll be following the same plan as I am. Let's get into it. 2 Corinthians. Sorry, I've done this so many times, I'm mixing the scripture. 2 Samuel. 2 Samuel, chapters 17, 18 to 19 is the story of Absalom, and it sounds so much like the story of Dr. Mahathir in Malaysia. Absalom took the throne from his father King David, and made Amasa captain of the hosts. That's general of the rebellion against David. When Absalom died in battle, what did David do to Amasa? A godless king would have punished Amasa, but instead David said in 2 Samuel chapter 19, verse 13, I'm going to make you leader of my army. So he turns to the general of the enemy's army and says, now that the fight is over, I'm going to make you not just my friend, I'm going to make you in charge of my military. What kind of man does that? David was great because of the way he treated his enemies. It's the only way to be great on this planet is the way you treat your enemies. Even Joab accused David of loving his enemies in 2 Samuel chapter 19, verse 6. Not many people without Christ can do this. Anwar and his wife had to forgive Dr. Mahathir for falsely accusing him and jailing him. Dr. Mahathir had to be willing to give up his power to his enemy. They both said they're doing it for the good of the nation, for the good of Malaysia. They settled their differences for the greater good. How many people need to settle their differences for the greater good? Listen, these people are not even Christian. The world would be healed if Christians acted more like this. As I said, many Christians are waiting to be healed. They're sick in their body, they're waiting to be healed. They're sick in their mind, they're waiting to be healed. According to the Bible, they would be healed if they would forgive and bless their enemies. Job chapter 42, verse 10, and the Lord released Job from captivity. When? When he prayed for his friends. And these were not good friends. They were complaining friends and nitpicking friends and fault-finding friends. The Lord gave Job twice as much as he had before. Another translation says, after Job had prayed for his friends, the Lord restored his fortunes and gave him twice as much as he had before. So you don't get twice as much. You don't get this kind of victory until you learn to pray for your enemies. Many nations are sick because they don't do what Dr. Mahathir is doing. Forgive and bless your enemies. Jesus said in Matthew chapter 5, verse 43, you have heard that it was said, you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I say unto you, love your enemies. Bless those who curse you. Do good to those who hate you. And pray for those who spitefully use you and persecute you, that you may be sons of your Father in heaven. For he makes his sun shine or rise on the evil and on the good, and sends rain on the just and on the unjust. My last point for tonight in my congratulatory message to Malaysians, we're with you, but please stay vigilant. Often people replace one bad government with another. The government can only be as good as the people. The people must be moral and good to keep their rulers good. We still need a lot of work to be done, and we really need a Christian revival in the land. So happy new birthday, Malaysia. We're praying for you. Happy 70th birthday, Israel. We're praying for Israel. And Christians, it's time for a great awakening. It's time for Christians to show this God kind of love to the world. Learn to pray for fellow Christians that you disagree with. You can't criticize someone you're praying for. You know why? Because you want them to succeed. Job prayed for his frenemies and he was healed. It's time to be more like David than Saul. It's time to be more like Job than Job's friends. And it's time for God to drain the swamp. I'll be doing more live teaching for my online church members. Once again, if you'd like to be part, you'd like to be a committed online church member, be mentored by me, please email info@discover.org.au and put a subject headline, Discover Church Online, so that we know what you're emailing about. All right. Once again, if Facebook asks you, do you want to be notified? You just click at the bottom, turn on, and then you will be notified of Facebook Live next time I'm on. Again, I'm looking at different platforms. I am really trying to interact with my online disciples more. I appreciate you so much. You're wonderful people, especially those in Malaysia. God bless you. You have done very well, but keep on praying. Don't let up in prayer. And God is going to see you through. You're going to be a great light to the nations. God bless Malaysia.